I'm Mannix the Pirate, and I meet all of the criteria to get featured on the front page of YouTube. I have a cute animal, a cute baby, and beautiful, luscious, emo hair. I just flew in from Afghanistan, and boy are my arms tired. That's not funny at all. The last few days have totally sucked balls for me. Jet lag, headaches. I have yet to be able to wake up in time for the McGriddle. The last 5 months in Afghanistan have really changed me in ways I never could have imagined. It's little things, you know, like, I'll never be able to look at donkey porn the same way again. Shit like that, you know? But you guys don't want to hear about that boring crap anyway. So, on to the topic of this video. Oh! I've been on YouTube for about 2 years now, and a question that keeps coming up is, Brandon, my good sir, what is your political affiliation? I'm not really sure how to answer that question, even now, without, I don't know, telling depressing stories of dead dogs on the side of the road and me spewing forth my deep-seated hatred for the Democrats and the Republicans. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm a veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom. Well, that would be the current conflict in Afghanistan for those of you who didn't know, which I imagine is probably the majority of you, seeing as how the collective stupidity of America is so vast that it cannot be quantified by any measuring system that has been concocted by our species so far. Most people assume that I'm a Republican because I joined the military. Assumptions, for the most part, tend to piss me off, but you know what, I'm willing to overlook that one, considering that a big chunk of service members just happen to be uneducated and highly patriotic conservative douchebags. The Republican Party scares the crap out of me. I mean, it's really an interesting beast if you think about it. They can peddle fear as if they were Alex Jones, and they can push lies and deceit just as well as any Catholic priest. They got a pretty good scam going on too. It's been working well for the past few decades. What they'll do is they'll reach out and try to appeal to the uneducated and mentally ill Christians in America, and they put on this mask of the God-fearing man, and they point to their competition. They try to make that competition seem as evil and sinful, or in Barack Obama's case, a terrorist Muslim, so they can acquire the vote of the religious right in America, rise to power, and pass legislation that favors too large corporations so that the Republicans can pocket a little something on the side. All they care about is money, which is probably a good thing too, because if they were actually interested in following suit with the standard cookie-cutter platform of your, you know, typical Republican, every American would have a gun and no Americans would have drugs, and that scares the crap out of me. Democrats, on the other hand, will give you a different proposition. They'll let you keep your drugs, and they'll let you keep your guns too, assuming you're not a complete psychopath. And all they ask for in return is for you to submit to the state and sacrifice damn near half your paycheck to pay for programs designed to, you know, help our less fortunate Americans, the poverty-stricken, uneducated baby makers who will never be able to pull themselves out of whatever hole they're in, no matter how many bones you throw at them, because they're still being denied by our government the necessary tools to do so. Which, of course, is going to keep poor people poor, which Democrats like, because they need poor people to vote for them. U.S. politics is a really bad joke. I mean, take the Tea Party movement, for instance. I hate those pricks with a passion, but not for the same reason everybody else does. If you think about life at its base level, you realize that everything is really kind of a game that we're all playing together. And being a citizen of a certain country with certain politics is a game within that game. Tea Party protesters aren't really interested in playing the game. They're more interested in telling you and their neighbors and people who really don't want to hear it how other people playing the game are cheating. But let's think about that for a second. Let's assume that the Tea Party protesters were able to wake up every American. I mean, really, what would that do, really? We'd all wake up every morning and go, oh, I hate the government. They're so evil, and I hate them so much. I wish somebody would just do something about it, like the Tea Party protesters do. Oh, and every other American for the past 50 fucking years. The American economy's in the shitter, there are no jobs. The military is downsizing. They're telling people no. I can't even remember the last time that happened. So many people are trying to enlist because they have no money. And everybody's pissed about this. You know what I saw the other day? I saw a woman run over a German Shepherd with her car. I was driving down the road and 2 German Shepherds tried to run across the road. One of them got hit. Now, as I was driving up north, the person who ran over the dog was going south, and I got a glimpse of the woman right before she passed me. She couldn't have been more than 16, 17 years old. She was overweight, and I swear this was her facial expression as she passed the dead dog she had just run over. A look of shock and awe while talking on her cell phone. And I thought to myself, when I saw that happen, what a perfect analogy for the shitstorm that is America and American politics. Americans do things that they know they shouldn't do. They elect stupid people to make decisions for us, and then act all shocked and surprised when something bad happens. You're to blame for our current mess. I'm to blame for our current mess. And I don't see any viable options on the market for pulling us out of this. So as far as my political affiliation goes, I'm leaning more towards anarchism. I won't be satisfied until the failed experiment that is America and American politics comes crashing to the ground. And I know what you're gonna say, but Brandon, what about freedom and being able to live in this beautiful country where we have all these rights, and you just want that to go away. You just don't care. And if you are thinking that, you're a retard. Our rights are slowly but surely being yanked away from us, and nobody seems to give a shit. As long as Americans can get the latest generation of iPod Touch, they don't care that every time they have to board a plane, some government employee is going to look at their ball sack. Gays still can't get married, but who gives a shit? A new Transformers movie's coming out, oh my god! Americans will put up with anything, as long as it doesn't impede traffic, of course. If you were to examine the last 2 decades of politics in this country, you'll see that if you were to take all the bullshit that Americans have been willing to put up with in this country and put it in a pile, you could hire some Mexicans to build a skyscraper higher than the World Trade Center and so thick and dense that not even 12 hijacked airliners could bring that bitch down. Oh my god. The only ones with backbone in this country seem to be the Westboro Baptist Church, who had to go all the way to the Supreme Court and demand that their First Amendment right not be trampled on. So yeah, anarchism. And I hope the dismantling of our current system happens quickly, because nothing will wake people up more than having all of their rights and all of the things that they took for granted taken away at once, or at least not being there anymore to show people how good they had it before. People who don't fight for their freedoms don't deserve their freedoms. But yeah, I'm gonna go upload this video. I hope my sister-in-law is dressed, because the last time I walked in her room, she was breastfeeding her newborn baby, and it literally frightened my penis. And I hope that doesn't happen again. Don't forget to subscribe. Hey, baby, yeah. Hey, don't do that to my camera.